Wow, that samurai's not doing a lot. The samurai's doing pretty piss poor. Wow, pretty. Oh. What? What? How did I get hit by that? These AoEs are pretty big. Bravo, bravo, very impressive. Wow. Oh, how clumsy of me. Oh dear. I don't even remember this dungeon, to be honest. Swinge? I know that. Oh. I feel like it's going kind of slow. Lord. Awesome. Magnificent. I fucking hate this. There's so much time, but wait, we wiped? Wait, no one saw that. Well then, how's it going? Cool. Oh, Lord. we still get it. Never mind. That's fun.
Wilford!
The croc.
Good show.
Oh, you do not hold back. But I would have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
Of course. Of course. There it is, the relic you seek. Yours for the taking. Have care you do not break it, though, yes.
The zoom in on the frog. The hell?
Ah, but you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
Are you flirting with me?
More? I want to see more of her!
Yes! Yes! I could watch her forever!
Why don't we just make her one of us? Yes! One of us!
One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us! One of us!
What a fine idea! Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
Holy crap. That just shat on my FBIs.
Wake up! Wake up, damn you! Ah, you're alive. Thank the gods. I don't know where you learned to breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can. sure you had your reasons. But the first rule of dealing with the Froth is do not deal with the Froth. It's said that they are born from the souls of the drowned. Were it not for your little trick, you'd have joined them. Your friends are safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect. That's the royal capital of the Kingdom of Verber down there.
It's seen better
They were a
days.
stubborn lot, the Verbertites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people. It always froze over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew, while the street lamps burned hot and bright outside. All dead and buried now. Them and anyone else who might remember. Everything we did. Everything we gave. What was it for? I wonder. I hope you'll have a better answer than this when all's said and done.
Wait, she ended up in another zone? The hell? Another instance of the zone? I'm going back in. Nay, milady, exhausted as thou art, thou wouldst only endanger thyself. I pray, rest a bit. There was nothing where we looked. Donut. Dear gods, were it not for Sorbonne's blessing, I need not labor to point. But I need not labor to point. I am glad to see you safe and well, my friend. Have you any idea how worried we were to wash up on the shore only to find you weren't with us? But... oh, but I'm forgetting. Here's your crown, your majesty. The fluff kept that part of the bargain, at least. While there were certain twists and turns, our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for wetness. Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Suon, is something amiss? A great big mob of mortals is marching to Elmig, mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. They wouldn't happen to be your friends, would they? Rather the reverse, I fear. Be more an army, I'd guess. Meaning we can play with them? As much as you like. But just to be sure, I will return with you to confirm their identities. If they are who we suspect, we will require your aid. If Alphino is coming, then Alice will too, yes? Can't have one without the other, you know. Alright, just remember, we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid we must leave the rest of the relic hunt in your hands. Indeed you have. Very well then. See you afterwards, my friend. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the new Mo are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fae folk, they bear the distinction of having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest to men, and they have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are the source of much of the knowledge I have acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. There is a thingy. Aetherite. Or not Aetherite, Aethercard. How did I miss this? That's all of them. Just need 2 more from quests. Past yonder cliff lieth Pleione, home of the new mole. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. If the path striketh thee as pres precip precipitous, 'tis because it was once a mountain trail. For where the lake now lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst thrived the city of Vober. 'Twas only when the flood came, in the wake of the flood, that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Feyfolk for so altering the land. The blame for that lieth rightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world. That it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet, in spite of all the tragedy which surrounded me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. 'Twas these hands which brought together the warriors of darkness in Nymphilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no eighth umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor for those we have lost, for those we cannot yet save. The coming struggle promised to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not, but that we shall prevail. Aha, mortals, just as we thought. Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha! Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and I thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies of Lida Loran. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. Teleportation magic. For mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of the enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak, 'tis called. A most ingenious magic which rendereth one invisible to Fey folk. I'll bet briefly. I shall cast an enchantment upon thee, under its aegis, thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. Hey Serafina, how's it going? My friend. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? I see. Yes, I'd say that's a valid excuse for lateness. You are hereby forgiven. In other good news, the new mole village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Urian J deigns to join us. I'm not bad. Just doing MSQ on my ult. Mortals! Mortals are here! Lots of them! I thought you said the new mole were men's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. 'Twas beside itself, perhaps, not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you, to have so many mortals appear at once. It's more excitement than we can bear. Greetings, Elder Widonk Tyranny. It hath been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of the new mole. The stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over Livkia? That is unacceptable, unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our Fey cousins, we New Mole have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus did many of us lay down our lives to seal away the king when they were corrupted by light. If we do as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain. Sand. But then you'll only become another Light Warden. It changes nothing. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say that this woman is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, she have already laid low the Light Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. She is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but she harboreth the same self-desire to see the Sin-Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand? that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You have always done right by us, Urianger. If you have placed your faith in this woman, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision that to be made so lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps. We don't have a turn of the moon unless we want to debate this with the Umoran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee simply to roll over in that word to our request. But even now, a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Why is he using puns? Dog puns. Roll over? Fetch? Ah! You know full well that naught gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak of the words of power regardless. It's unfair. Unfair, I tell you. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Ulber fell, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, well, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Urianger. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here a while and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? Fetch and roll over. You'll offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see, perhaps you can begin with Marn Ose. They are one of our foremost artisans, once held in the highest esteem by the Knights of Ulbert. With the Knights gone, however, Marn Ose has had no opportunity to put their skills to use. They would be overjoyed for your patronage. $1,182, $1,183, $1,184. What? Did I count that leaf? Ah! Who? What? Well, you're immortal? Huzzah! Huzzah! Well met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatening to fall apart at critical junctures in battle? If you answered yes, you've come to the right Numo. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam just outside the cave. Please, please, please give me their legs. And your patronage to me. Do they want head pats? Who's a good boy? Bork, bork. Ah, you're returned, and with the moss fungus legs, I hope. They are tools of my trade, lest you unearth, used to polish metal and leather alike to a lustrous sheen. Now that I have work again, I must replenish my stores. Huzzah! Fungus legs, as befits the work. Ah, to have neither more nor less expected of us than what we can provide. There is no greater joy. You see, for there to be honor in the task, we must receive precisely what it is worth. Too little means you belittle our ability, too much means you question our integrity. You've given me fitting payment, so my services are at your disposal. I shall begin by inspecting your equipment. I see. Though I must ask for a small fee for the materials, I am pleased to say that all your arms and armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair is complimentary. Here's the coin which you may pay me with when you desire to have work done. Many thanks for your patronage. Oh, and if you mean to offer your patronage to another, may I suggest if Gyoff yonder? Judging from your equipment, 'tis plain you're no stranger to battle. I believe Gyoff will have something to offer you. Ah, to have so many men visit us at once. This is a joyous day indeed. If it please you, please give me your patronage. As my patron, I ask that you remove the noxious mushrooms that grow in our cave. Flame spores, they're called. We would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We've no choice but to pluck them one by one. Now, you will be curious as to what I have to offer. I am a purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travel. In exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items. Where? You've already removed the flame spores. How very quick you are. Oh, but did you perchance search by the western entrance as well? I'm told that more have cropped up in that area. I wasn't spying on you or anything. I just finished my task and I should go and report back. Ah, you have returned. Have you dealt with the flame spurs by the western entrance as well? Excellent! No more poisonous spores irritating our noses for a little while at least. Oh dear, I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again, it reminds me of the old days. Fair every day, I would carry my wares to the castle to offer it in exchange for men's patronage. Back then, the castle wasn't called Leafgia. The Volberites built it, and they named it Grun's Licht. It was their last basin in the struggle against sin eaters, and now they're all gone, all of them, nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing. I must give you what you've earned. And if you desire anything else I possess, I would be glad to offer them to you for a fitting price, of course. Now, will you be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider it with lead? He's been under the weather of late, and a chance to perform an honorable task would cheer him up. What? You would be my patron? His name is like Weed Lad. But I can't do anything for you. The lawless ones took my invisible ink, and without it, I can't make my arcane wares. Who are the lawless ones? They're no moves like us, except they turn their backs on our values. Curs without honor they are. They refuse to work, instead spending their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk that they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was too weak to resist them, but you, mortal, you look quite strong. Do you think you could take my ink back from those villains? If you do this, I will consider it your patronage, and by way of my service, I will make you something very special. Excuse me, Donut. But I couldn't help overhearing. If you mean to undertake this task, will you let me accompany you? I would like to learn from you and help in what little way I can. Just don't get in the way. Thank you so much. The lawless ones make their lair to the south inside a cave called Father Collard's Chambers. They took many vials of ink, and I would be grateful if you could bring back as many as possible. Father Collard's chambers is through here. I peered inside and, sure enough, it was milling with Nomu. They looked none too friendly. If, Thancred was here, he'd tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. I'll find all the ink I can and come back outside. See you shortly. Ah. Oh, come the fuck on. I was not aggroed. Goddamn flying pigs.
Oh, thank goodness. There you are.
That's
Those
totally the
Numo
same
were
voice
rather
I gave her.
frightening. I'm glad you're safe. Thancred taught me, but I'm still a novice. The Minfilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha Rang together, to the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you. Because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something or bring you to someone or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach. Ah, what is that?
Why? Why did you imprison us? Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come. Come and play with us.
Holy crap. I remember that
It
cutscene.
came from the castle. This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Mercy, Your Majesty. We had no choice. Please forgive us. Oh, it's you. My ink. Were you able to retrieve it? Haha, yes, this is the ink. And almost all of it, too. when our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse. But thanks to you, it's simply just bad again. What? You had the vision too? Oh, what was us? Ordinarily, a living being turns into a sin eater. It loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts. This manifests in the desires to play and be free. So strong is that desire, it often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time, we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. But forgive me, I was going to thank you for reuniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, so I will give you the service, I promise. Nothing up my sleeve, and voila, may it serve you well. Ah, there's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, I should mention that Elder would Ink returned for a moment ago. If you seek them out, I dare say they'll have tidings for you. Ah, there you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron of our why is your nose in my face. To our people, for that you have my thanks. Now then, you will be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you would gather your companions, I will deliver our answer. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on the matter of the stone scepter, during our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from torment. In light of this, we have decided to entrust their fate to you. Take it, the stone scepter of the Nomu. This makes 3 relics. One more and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as regards your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title, bestowed upon one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Omeg's founding, arose as ruler of all Fey folk to bring our order to our riotous kind. In our turn, we Fey folk render our blessing onto nature, onto water, wood, and wind, that our king might be further empowered. Though they are become a sin eater, their powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Oh dear. Is there anything else that we should know? Anything else? Only that if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it, you are welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will next have the chance. We would see that you are comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home. Oi! Honestly, I'd look away for one moment and every fairy and their nuncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling, mine, do you hear? Not yours, not the fourth's, not anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce her will. To seduce her will, wish they hadn't. The final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in Amaro's safekeeping at their settlement, Wollecdorf. It beareth mentioning that these Amaro are unlike those which thou hast there heretofore encountered. Owing to a peculiarity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them as we have the Faefolk. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Wollecdorf, seek out the largest of the Morrow. His name is Seto Kaiba, and he is their leader and the bearer of the relic. First, Volactor. Enormous Morrow. Mug? Arbor? Oh, forgive me. I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear alright? You desire the crystal shoes that may confront the Light Warden? No. No. You mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you indeed you are immune to the light's corruption, as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Come, my friends, let us leave him with his thoughts. It is hard by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand. And a little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community, I think, and there is no surer way than to speak with its members. In such wise, you will come to understand Sato's reason for refusing us, and I hope gain an insight into how he may yet be persuaded. So I bid ye seek out the morrow, and make yourselves known unto them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of a greeting. Rispa. Well, no. It is not often that we are visited by men, much less unglamoured ones. What brings you so far from your own kind? Pep, 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 pep. How long has it been since last I felt a man's touch? I cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was a knight of Obert, a noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. Aeolon. Are you one of those treasure hunters? There is nothing left for you here. Pet, 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 pet. That tickles. Enough. I never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amaro were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts. But then a mage of Ranka gave us the gift of intelligence, that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. If we live long enough amongst men, this seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us, amongst other things. So it was with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. What is all the commotion? Did something happen while we slumbered? Pep 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 pep. Grrr. What's happening? Why am I being patted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. Your kind are loath to come here for fear of the Fey folk. But then we are Fey folk too. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. It is easy to forget sometimes. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Mara, I take it. Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern for our welfare, and not scorn, that thou seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confront their king we must, and to that end, we must needs have the crystal shoes. Dota, might I prevail upon thee to confirm with Seto in private? The task of slaying the Light Warden will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee I believe that he worrieth most. Tell him of thy many great deeds, spoken in earnest. Thy words may yet move him to change his mind. You have spoken to my brethren. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die. Not anymore. None of us can. To lose one who has placed a gentle hand on us even once fills our hearts with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. What am I to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will your doing so compel the Fey folk to change. And in order to obtain the other relics, you will already have paid the due price. Not more is owed. Then why? Why would you risk all to face our fallen king? What did you say? The very words could be mere coincidence. Very well. You may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. See that you are well prepared, Then meet me in the clearing to the east. There, I will lure out the fiends, that you may slay them. My voice to lure out the senators, as I once did when I hunted with an old friend. A feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we begin your signal. Ready then? Very well. Short work of those creatures, I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Wallachdorf. Take me with you. By the ease with which you slew those sinners, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think, and if you should be willing, there is a favor I would ask of you. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I fought sin-eaters who wandered into Ilmeg. In the heat of battle, I dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places that it should fall, it was Longmere Lake. We Amaro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning to the FFXIV, but they are more likely to keep my medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I had the spirit of retrieving my treasure, but having seen what you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go and search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it is gone forever. This is the last one. Sandman. Oh, I beg your pardon. I must have dozed off again. Ever since I turned 300, I find I barely can stay awake. Sam is my name, and I had something for you. What was it again? Ah, yes, a request. I would have you seek out a young Amaro who was newly arrived in Omeg. But ere I go into details, tell me, know you the nature of our community, Wallachdorf? It is a place where those of us who have attained intelligence come to live out their days. We Amaro are born mindless beasts, you see. But if we abide among men for a century or so, we may awaken to abilities long lost in our kind, speech not least of all. That those who have awakened might know of Wallachdorf. We asked our Numo friends to place enchantments on the crystals found throughout Ilmeg. These crystals call out to our brethren across Norvant, drawing them hither. However, the aforementioned young Amaro was not prepared for what he found here, that is, other speaking Amaro. And no sooner did I welcome him than he bolted and ran. Though he is wary of us, having served men until recently, I believe he will trust you. Please, will you not find him and persuade him to come here? To help you on your way, he fled to the west of the settlement. Is this the last one? It is. Well. I'm gonna do this quest instead. I know it's a chain of fate quest. Where is this thing? Oh. Headed southwest. Sandman? You mean the other fellow who can talk? I had no idea there were others like me. Well now, the whole settlement of Talking Amaro. That must be the place you wanted to show me. My name is Tana Tia. My master was a traveling merchant. One day I discovered I could speak. I was so happy, and I thought my master would be happy too, but when I spoke to him, he looked as if he'd seen a ghost and abandoned me. Since that day, I've been wandering the land by myself. I'd heard of Ilmeg and I thought it would be nice to see it, but it seems the idea wasn't my own at all. The settlement, Wallachdorf, it sounds like a nice place, but I don't want to live there. I've been alone for so long. I don't feel comfortable around others anymore. Not even other Amaro. Damn. If I was a medallion, where would I be? Oh, huh. Oh, well. Gee, thanks. That's not it. I thought it would be like inside or something, you know? What? Nice. Ah, your return. How fared your search?
Ah, my medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again, when I was young. In those days, I could not speak, but we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride.
Oops.
His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Ardbert, thou sayest.
Everyone blamed him for the flood, him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Ardbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet, in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least. You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due, perhaps, to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Meg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught.
As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Midfelia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
Oh. Forgive me. It seems my indecision has cost you precious time, but I am convinced now, convinced that you will triumph. To the south you will find the bridge to Livgard. As the bearer of the four relics, the gate to the castle will open to you. What's the quest called? Akla in. Orm-in. Akla Orm-in. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's Fae for something. The gate has recognized that you bear all 4 relics. The seal is broken. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, a being bereft of reason and mercy. It is sure to be a ferocious battle, but if anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it is you. Yet notice, my adorable sapling. Though we Fey folk may appear to live unfettered lives, there are still laws that bind us. To take back as much as is taken, to create as much as it is destroyed, to give back, to give as much as is received. In all things, balance must be preserved, and the same will be asked of you. But worry not. Come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be by your side. A lot of crap. Oh wait, I can't even access the retainers because I'm visiting. Oh, wow. Oh, right, I should probably do my story quest, my role quest, rather. Ah, they are very good. The Sin Eaters were after sighted west of the sensor gate, so we'll need to head through there before we begin our search. Oh, and if you happen to have any objections to killing Eaters for sport, remember that many were once innocent people. You'll be doing them a favor, putting them out of their misery. Now it's a party. Good, clean work. This is clearly not your first time. Let's do this once more just to confirm it wasn't a fluke though. Besides, the world could do with less Sin Eaters. Follow me, it shouldn't be much further. Yeah, that'll do. You're exactly the sort of woman I've been looking for. Thank the gods for that. My apologies for subjecting you to such a silly test, but I'd rather not have an amateur's death on my conscience. Let's head back to the Wandering Stairs and make this official, shall we? So, just to make sure you're still keen on our arrangement, Donut, will you join with me and hunt the dread fiend Daikaiosin and put an end to his accursed existence? Excellent, then it is settled. Now, every hunt begins with an investigation, and ours is no exception. Daikaiosin can be rather difficult leader to pin down, but before we commence ours, we would do well to attend to our respective preparations. Let me know when you are ready to proceed. All set to embark on our great hunt, Donut? Then let us be about it. Before you ask, I have no intention on leading us out into the wilds without even an inkling of Daikaiosin's whereabouts. Northrant may not be a particularly large realm even before the flood, but it'd take us a dozen lifetimes to scour every nook and cranny. So, we'll start by asking around a place I know for a fact Daikaiosin has attacked before, the village of Wright, on Calusia. While I don't have a reason to believe he will return, I'd like to think that the survivors might know something of value. After all, you can be sure that they haven't forgotten the day that bastard came through. So let us be off then. Welcome to Wright. I reckon it might not seem like much to you, but to me, never mind. We'll save that conversation out for after. Tracking down Daikaiosin is what matters right now. Let's split up and ask after the bastard. Better odds of turning up useful information that way, I wager. This place is still so bright. Huh? Where'd you come from? Now what do you want with me? Daikaiosin. That thrice damned eater, that's the spitting image of a Guljent knight. That Daikaiosin? I can't help you. All I know is that when he came, he wicked white. If you had seen the carnage, you would. I'm sorry. I can't talk about this. Ah, what, what, what do you want with me? The Sin Eater? The one that came and killed everyone? Oh god, is he here? Then why aren't you talking about him? What? Oh, thanks, Helix. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have. I should have stayed inside. There's nothing but death out here now. Death and horror and eaters and ah. Well, learn anything worth sharing? I wish I could. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. What we saw that day, what he did to us, there's no moving on from that. Well, I was planning to tell you the whole story eventually, but I suppose now is a time as any. I was born and raised in Wright. Lacking any real prospects, I eked out a living as a hunter. Might have tried my hand at something more exciting had I not also been trying to provide for the love of my life, Melinda. It was about a year ago that she accepted a commission from this Umoran trader. Bloke dealt mostly in antiques, and he had this bracelet in need of restoration. Bloody old, with a questionable provenance, but supposedly it once belonged to royalty or some such. The Fangs of Orthus, he called it. Me and her been talking about tying the proverbial knot, buying land and building a home, that sort of thing. Around here, that might not take much, but it was still a lot more than we had. So when the trader made his offer, she didn't hesitate to say yes. I'd gone down to the shipyards to pick up extra tools and materials she needed for the work, quality stuff, but it paid for itself 10 times over. But when I got back to Wright, Daikaiosin had been busy. I spied at least a dozen newborn eaters fluttering about, trying to make sense of their new lot. The grandmother who lived next door and shared the fruits of her orchard with us. The gruff woodsman who brought firewood to our doorstep in the dead of winter. Both of them reduced to mindless fiends, just like that. There wasn't time to mourn or to think. I started looking for Melinda, and there she was, well and alive. Our eyes met, and we knew it was going to be alright. We ran for each other, and now, a year later, it doesn't feel real. One moment she was there, right there in front of me, and the next, she was... Daikaiosin knelt and took the Fangs of Orthus, then left, leading a host of Sin Eaters out of Wright. But Melinda, I still couldn't see her as anything else. She wouldn't budge. She hovered there and stared, waiting for me to end it. Well, I could never say no to her. Not once in the years we've been together. For all the times she welcomed me home with a bowl of hot stew, all the times she laughed at my crude jokes and gave me counsel when I was losing my way. For all that and more, I killed her. I swore then and there I'd have my vengeance. Daikaiosin would die by my hand. I carved the scars in my flesh to mirror the ones he left on my soul. An enduring reminder of the vow that I never dare stray from the path. There. All done. No need to wallow in it. Wouldn't want my tragic yet trite tale to put you off our hunt. Still with me to the end, sinner? That's the spirit. Still, I have some unfinished business here. So if you could give me a moment before we resume, I would be most grateful. Sorry to have kept you waiting, sinner. I'm sure you're eager to get back to it as I am. As am I. Trouble is, in your absence, I failed to turn up any information as to where the whereabouts of Daikaiosen. There is one line of inquiry I've yet to pursue, though. The Fangs of Orthus. The bracelet my beloved was supposed to restore, and that the Eater took with him when he left Right. Sin Eaters are mindless fiends driven only by base instincts. Everyone knows that. They've no need for worldly possessions. Yet Daikaiosen took the bracelet anyway, which can only mean that there's something unique about this particular antique, or the Sin Eater, or the sinless bastard somehow different from the rest of his ilk. Either way, I think we need to learn more about the Fangs of Orthus, and I know just the man to ask. The Umoran trader who commissioned Melinda's services. Much as I'd like to question him myself, though, I don't think that's an option. Even though Daikaiosen's attack a year ago is common knowledge, I doubt the trader will believe that an Eater stole his precious trinket. He's more likely to accuse me of theft and have me clapped in irons. So I'm afraid you'll have to go in my stead, don't I? Melinda said he was a regular at the Beehive, so try looking for him there first.